Hello everybody and welcome. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking a look at how I built one of these potato tower blocks, and hopefully you'll have the same luck that I did. These potatoes are growing amazing right now, and over the next couple minutes I'm going to take you through and show you step by step how I did this. So follow along with me. I'll meet you in the garage. Alright, for this, what you're going to need is your 1x6 boards. Cut them all 24 inches. You're going to need 20 of these. And then you're going to need a couple 4-inch pieces. I use the 2x4. If you want to use 2x2, that's fine. Same thing. You're going to need 8 2x2 by 4-inch pieces for this project. Alright, and the way I'm doing this, I'm putting 2 of the boards together with a clamp, and I'm using the edge of the table. So after you figure out your best way of doing this, what you're going to need to do is drill 3 holes, and then come back and put your screws in. What I'm using is 1 5/8 by 8 screws, and I figure it's a lot easier whenever you drill them out first, take less chances of splitting the boards. And because we're going to be so close, being this is a 1x6, since we're going to be so close, it's probably best to pre-drill your holes. That way it's not going off to the sides. It's going to actually go straight down into the boards. So let me get to it. I'm going to drill 3 holes, and then I'm going to put 3 screws in this side, and we'll move on to the next step. Alright, now on the next step, we're going to put our next board on, but be careful on this, because if you do it the way I'm doing it, I have the screws facing into this board, and I'm going to put the screws facing into the next board. So these ends are going to be on the ends of the boards. Now if you want to, you can use one of your boards and put this board and screw it into this board. But whatever you do, whichever way you decide to put this box together, you need to do the same exact way for all of them. Otherwise, it's not going to match up, and one's going to be longer or wider than the others, so they won't sit together right. So make sure when you get to this step, you know which way you want to do it. If you want to do it to be exactly 2 foot by 2 foot, you're going to have to place this board on this end and screw into this board. If not, and you don't mind, it's about a 1/2 inch difference. If you don't mind that difference, you can do it the same way I'm doing it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 more screws into this one. So drill it first, put your 3 screws in, and then we'll move on to the last board. Alright, now up for the last board. Clamp both sides, and I'm going to put all the screws in from this side into these boards. Now if you wanted to make it square, like you see in the first part there, you're going to have to take this board into this board, screw it into that board from the ends, and so on until you have a square. But the way I'm doing it that side into these boards, and then this side into these boards. So it's going to be kind of a rectangle, but you're talking about 1x6 boards. It's not going to be that much of a difference. But whatever way you do these, you have to do all 4 sides the same for all boards. So drill the holes out, put your screws in. Alright, now that you got this all done, it's screwed together, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to make the same box 4 more times. Now there's going to be a little change with the next ones. This is actually going to be your bottom, so there's nothing else that needs to go on this. This can lay right on the ground, and you can put plastic underneath of it. Plastic will help some of the weeds growing up through it, but this very first tower part is done. Alright, now after you have another one done, what you're going to do is you're going to take your 2x4 piece that you cut, or your 2x2, whichever one you decided on, 4-inch piece, and we're going to stick it on the inside here. And make sure you have about 2 inches sticking up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a screw and put it in this side, and then we're going to put one screw from this side into it. Right, and once that's done, do the opposite corner. Now I'm only doing 2 of them. You can do 4, but if you do 4, it's probably going to be a little bit harder for you to stack them together. So that's why I'm only going to do 2. I'm going to do 1 in this corner, 1 in the opposite corner. And what these are going to do is they're going to slide down into the base piece, and then every one of the tower pieces that you make after that base piece is going to have these on them, so they can stack on top of each other. And the reason why I said, make them all the exact same way is because if you don't, these will not line up and they will not stack properly. Alright, now once you get all your boxes finished up and you have your pieces put in, all you need to do is put them in like this. Some of them might be a little bit off, but that's why I only did 2 of them, because if there was 4 of them, now you have to contend with all 4 sides being exactly the same. But with this, as you can see, it's not going to move. It might move a little bit with all the weight in it, but it's not going to completely fall apart on you. So there you are with that finished. Now what you need to do is, if you have not bought 1x6 cedar boards, you need to paint these, or find a way to line all of them with plastic. But with what I'm doing, I'm just going to paint all the towers. That way there's no water that's going to seep into it, and it can last at least a couple years before I have to replace these. So on to the next step, we'll paint it and get ready for the last step. Alright, here you are. It's all painted up. We made sure we got the insides, the outside, everything that was going to be exposed. So the last step is take your frames out, start at your bottom, put your bottom one on. If you want to go 12-inch deep, go ahead and put your second one on. Put your soil in, plant your potatoes, put your third one on, cover it up, and then all you got to do is wait for your potatoes to grow. And then you have your last 2 boxes that you can add on, and you can add your soil all the way to the top. And like I said before, all you got to do to make this taller is keep adding more. So alright, we'll see you outside. Alright, so now we're outside here. Now what I did, I put a piece of plastic underneath, put the first 2 in, put my potatoes on this line, filled up with the next one with dirt, and then put the top on. Now, as you can see, they've been growing a little bit, but that's kind of how I did it, so I could give you about 12 inches at the bottom for the potatoes to grow out. and then filled it up with dirt. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another layer on top of this and fill it back up to the top of this with dirt, and probably throw some mulch over top of it, and then now it's time to let it grow. So, you know, it's up to you how you want to do it, whether you want to do it at the bottom, or if you want to just put 3 or 4 of them on and have the seed potatoes up the top. So it's up to you. This is how I did it. I put the seed potatoes 12 inches or 2 of these boxes, and then filled it up 6 inches with dirt, and then put the other one on top so it would grow out and so that the dirt didn't spill over the sides. But there you are, and good luck growing. Thanks for watching, guys.